Hello and welcome to the program Hot Button, a program about young people and relationship. Having to fall in love with a stranger comes with a lot of uncertainties. For some, the risk is worth taking, and for others, it is simply unthinkable. My name is Johnny Ode, and on Hot Button today, I have with me
Okechija lifted me up.
and
Josephine Egwake.
welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Today, we want to look at a very pressing topic: love at first sight. A lot of people believe there is no such thing as love at first sight, and there are people who believe there is something as love at first sight. So, what is love at first sight to you?
I believe that there is something called love at first sight. Scholars have postulated that the idea of love at first sight came, in the middle 1900s to some scholars. However, love at first sight means the first pull of attractions that expose person of a different sex to relationship. So the first pull of attraction, when you see someone, it depends on what you count as an attraction. It depends on what attracts you to someone of the opposite sex. So whenever you see that thing at the initial stage, at the first sight, at the first glance of a person, that is called love at first sight.
Okay, Josephine, let's hear from you.
I'll say love at first sight as falling in love with someone of the opposite sex upon the first sight, upon the first glance. So I see you for the first time. Wow, this person looks good. So that is love at first sight.
And that is love at first sight.
Although there are other things that can also be referred to as, love at first sight. There are some other applications. Let me not just go directly. There are things that could be said that it is applicable
I would
to
love
this.
to hear that.
All right. When you see that this person has a good voice, for some people that are attracted to good sound, you hear this voice for the first time. You said, wow, this is very nice. I think I like this one.
You probably want to keep hearing that voice over
yes,
and over.
I think so. And there are those too that have been attracted to intellectual prowess. When you see somebody, bringing out intellectual things, people that are attracted to intelligence, you understand? You want to be hearing that kind of thing from that particular individual. So I think those can also be related to as love at first sight.
Do you agree with that? Beyond what you see, are there characteristics in someone that could make you want to fall in love with somebody at first sight?
Yeah, because I feel I'd met someone before now at a wedding.
Okay.
We happened to. He was a best man, and I was I was part
Bridesmaid.
of the bridesmaid.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we're obviously paired together. Part of the groomsmen, sorry.
Okay.
And we're paired together. Okay. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. And we did some
train and
introduction
all.
and
Okay.
then. And we got to the reception. Even when we came in, everybody was like, wow. The pictures after then, when I take a look, I'll be like, have I known this person before now? Even when we danced through the reception, it was as if it was about us. So, but then that was how it's all, though we had to see again and again. But then, so I just feel, yes, there are things you see, if this person appeals to your senses,
okay.
that's to do with your sight, okay, your physically, what the person says, that's the voice and everything. So I feel, yes, people get to attach to people on first sight.
On first sight. So for you, that very day, the appearance,
The
it looks
appearance,
like he
yeah.
complemented how you were
How
looking that day for you, and that was
Yeah,
what
and that was-
started it. Now, is it ideal to love at first sight?
Yeah, to an extent, it is ideal. However, the Bible said that, the devil can also turn himself as an angel of light.
Okay.
The issue is that you don't even know the true color of that individual you've just met, But there are times that people take the risk. and it works for them.
Okay.
Understand? So to sometimes it is ideal. To sometimes it is not also ideal. But if you can check in some biblical concordance to this, some people can bring in the idea of Adam and Eve. You know, Adam just saw Eve the first time. Wow, this is the bone of my bone, and they became husband and wife. However,
would that be the same thing for Isaac when he saw Rebecca as well? Because I don't think there was any time they first saw other than the time he went there.
I think so. I think so. It also can be classified as love at first sight.
Okay.
But there are some times that it is not also ideal. It depends on what attracted you. Like when David saw someone.
Okay.
When she was taken,
wife.
Yes, when she was naked.
Bathsheba.
You know, it was love at first sight too.
Okay.
But when they finally got married, it brought a kind of comatose in the family. So sometimes it is not ideal, but sometimes if you are divinely communicated, yes, it can go ahead.
All right. Is it ideal to love at first sight?
When it comes to, I'll start from where it stopped, because it went divine. We're talking about physical things here.
Okay.
Because if there's a prophecy needs to be fulfilled.
Okay.
In terms of Adam, in terms of Eve, in terms of Isaac, Rebecca, those were things that were foreseen and they came to pass. Okay. But when it comes to we humans here, it's not ideal to fall in love at first sight.
It is not ideal to fall
It is not ideal to fall in love at first sight.
Okay.
Okay, because love has to do with building on something. So what do I get to build upon when I see you? Okay, fine, I may be attracted to you upon seeing you, but I will not take that to be love. Okay, that is something, that attraction will now make me want to build something, which I will not then call love. So it is not ideal for people to fall in love on first sight.
So it is subject to time and space based on what you're saying. You have to spend enough time knowing this person. You may have been attracted physically upon seeing that very first instance, but thereafter, you have to apply the control of, giving it more time, giving it more opportunity of seeing and being in the same space with the person so you can learn the person's character and then you can build up on it. If it is ideal to love at first sight in some cases.
Okay.
Is it possible to see a partner's flaw at first sight?
Yes, it is very, very possible.
To see a partner's flaws at first sight?
Yes.
How is that possible? I would love to hear that. We would love to hear that.
Like when she was giving an example of how she saw someone on a wedding ceremony, you know, you can be attracted to this person, you know, once you have seen him. Maybe on that same day, people can be, you know, people can sit down, just as she said. You know, there is this behavior that person can exhibit at that time. It will be counted as a negative side of him.
At first sight?
Yes, can be counted as a negative side of him. So it is very, very possible to see someone, you know, going contrary to what you intend at first sight.
Do you agree with that? I don't understand.
I don't quite, because when we're talking about love at first sight here, wow, I love this person. You haven't even spoken to the person, okay? Because at this point, this person is just walking in.
You probably haven't even made contact.
An egg turn. So, to me, I feel you cannot, there's no way you're going to know my flaws, because we humans are good at packaging stuffs, okay? For the male folks, it will be quite easy for them to fall in love at first sight, because what they do is they are attracted to what they see. But when it comes to female, you have to walk well. You have to take your time to understand this person. If I see you, I can put up a character for you to feel that I'm a good person. Okay, if you not get to talk a whole lot of about a whole lot of things, you will not know this is how this person behaves. So I can't show you my whole person in one sitting. It's not possible that you notice my flaws in just one sitting, in just one meeting, because a few times all we do is just exchange numbers, exchange contacts. That is the first thing we'll do at that first instance. So that we really will not even get the time to talk as we want to. So there's no way at that point you'll be able to notice my flaws. Is this person hot-tempered? How does this person manage stress? And a whole lot. So you will not at that point be able to notice, because those are flaws that you have to work on if
Okay.
you eventually want to build something.
Okay, having said that, how do we differentiate between love at first sight and then lustful attraction?
Okay, all right. You see, once you see someone at the first glance and what comes into your mind is how I will behold this beauty on my bed. You understand?
okay.
Because there are some physique that a woman can have, you know, and there are some, you know, attire a woman can put on, and that person will be too much, you know, exposed.
Okay.
You know, her parts will be exposed, you know. When you see that person and what comes into your mind is how I will behold this person on my bed, I think that one is not love at first sight.
Okay.
It can be referred to as
Lustful
attraction.
Okay.
To a woman, once you see someone and you've seen how he dressed and how he packaged himself, and what comes into your mind is how much is in that person's account. That also can be referred to as what? Lust. Because it
Okay.
is possible. There are some ladies that have seen men, countless of men, and because of how they package themselves, the shoes, the everything, you will say, this person is not a small individual because he is fully packaged with expensive wares. So what if what comes into your mind is how much is into his account, how much I will be getting per month, because something like that, in the course of relating with that person, that one can be referred to as lust.
So how do we
love.
differentiate the love? What comes to your mind when that of love at first sight hits you?
All right, you see, for example, I am attracted to good voice.
Okay.
You see, when I hear somebody singing a melodious song with a nice voice, I am attracted to that individual. What comes into my mind that time is not how I will kiss those lips. You understand? What comes into my mind is this girl she has a good voice. And two, I'm also attracted to people that are dark skinned, not fair the way I am. You understand? So when I see this individual, what comes into mind? Yes, she has one of my non-negotiables. She has one of my non-negotiables. Wow, I am attracted to that individual. So what comes into my mind at that initial stage is not how I would
Don't tell us what does not come. Tell us what comes to your mind at that time.
No, what comes into my mind at that time that signifies, yes, this is love at first sight is, okay, this person will fit in to my, to my line of attraction. Understand? This person would fit in. In fact, for example, my mom once told me something. He said, whenever she hears good voice, that her anger quenches. Now, the day my dad sang in the church, she saw this man and she was like, wow, this man can sing very well. That means whenever I am angry, he can sing and my anger will quench.
And Ja, you were talking about the differences between lust and love at first sight. And you told us how certain things can attract somebody and makes the person feel, oh, this thing can complement what something in me, or this thing can fit into the kind of things I want, and then you look at that. But when you look at something that will benefit you materially, it becomes lust. Do you share in that opinion?
I won't go in that direction, but I'll go with the end product of both.
Okay.
When it comes to love at first sight, the individuals will live to tell the story.
Okay.
But when it comes to lust, it just happened. That is the definition.
Spur of the moment.
It was just emotions, chemical reactions that took place. It's just a moment, and that is it. But love at first sight, these people will come and say, we were attracted to one another
from day one.
That is what the mom was saying. You pursuing what you had right from the first time. So anything that you did not pursue at the first time, whatsoever it is, was lost.
So you cannot determine love at first sight from that first day. You determine it at the end. Oh my God, this sounds very beautiful, because I've never thought of this. All my life I've been hearing about love at first sight. You have just taught us something beautiful today. You're saying you can determine if it was actually love at first sight when that love lives to its expectation. So if I'm married to a woman and we have spent years, then we can say it was love at first sight. It cannot be called love at first sight from the beginning if it doesn't hold to the end. Great. So whatever it is that happened at that time was just reaction to chemistry.
Exactly. Because even at love at first sight, you will see chemistry.
Okay.
So at that point, you'll not be able to even differentiate if this is lust or love. Because when we're talking about lust, it is the physical being you saw that made you feel you were loving this person.
Probably that's the reason we have sight
Exactly.
after the love. Love
So
at
if
first
I
sight.
see you and I love you, you will not at that point be able to tell the difference if this is lust.
Yeah, but
or
the issue
not.
is what comes into your mind.
I actually wanted to know that.
Yes, you have seen the physical component of that individual, the clothes that person is wearing. Yes, but what comes into your mind counts a lot. You see, like I said earlier, if what comes into your mind is what that will benefit you materially, you understand? Like I said earlier, the accounts of that individual and how I will benefit that person's income because that person appeared to be rich. That thing can be counted as lost at that initial stage.
Okay.
So that is it. If what comes into your mind in another angle is, yes, this person fits to the line of my attraction at that initial stage, I think it cannot be referred to as a lust.
Okay, well, you see what I'm gaining from this whole thing is, it's beginning to, in as much as we're discussing it here, we are passing, some very sensitive messages to our, viewer out there. Now, from what I've been able to gather from here, I'm looking at it the other way around. Well, it is not even wrong to say I see someone and then I'm attracted to the person and then I interpret it to mean love. If I say, oh, this is love at first sight, it is not wrong. What becomes wrong is me not giving it time
to grow,
to build this thing, to actually know if this is actual love.
Yes.
And then when the time I'm giving it to grow is number one, I invest my time in praying for what I have felt to be real. I invest my time in involving God in what I am feeling. Lord, please, let me know if I'm actually feeling the right way, if this is not lost. Because sometimes it could be difficult to draw the line. So when you involve God, and then you follow the lines of, patience, diligence, and all these things into that feelings that you had at that moment, and God steps in, it might bring a happy ending where you can actually define it to be love at first sight. But the problem with we young people is the moment we feel it, we go straight for it. I've seen her, I'll not let her go. Let me go and ask her out. And then we begin to do that. We don't give time to begin to understand what character is this person made of, what background is this person coming from. If we are able to put that together, what is this person's line of thinking when it comes to godly things? If we're able to work that out, we will be able to push for that to have a very good expected end of what we are hoping to have. Having said that, how can you tell when you love someone? Because we're talking about love at first sight. You must know that, hey, this is how I tell when I love someone, to know that that is actually love at first sight. So how can you tell when you love someone?
You see, I have many female friends, and somehow I'm not attracted to them emotionally. There is no emotional attraction. They come to my place, we play, we chat with my sisters and brothers. Nothing comes in. Understand? But once you are in a relationship with someone and there is this emotional attachment to that, your heart beats. See, to be sincere, the way my heart beats when I see my casual female friend is different from the way my heart will beat when I see somebody I'm in love with.
You're in relationship?
Yes,
with, you mean?
because we are discussing love here.
Yes.
Yeah, the heartbeats will change.
Okay, so let's hear from you, Josephine. How can you tell when you love someone?
Number one, I need to be free with this person. Okay. I must be able to speak up. Okay. And I will not intentionally hurt this person. Okay, because though we are humans, okay, but if you know who is the originator of love, which is God, you will know that you will not, because at the point where we get to start talking, I'll tell you what I can take.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I cannot take. Because if you dare now conclude, because for me, it takes time for me to tell you I love you. And that is because when I've seen all these things in you, okay, I may have kept relationship for over 2 years and I've not told this individual for once that I love you. And that is because I am still waiting until all the things I want are.
And that is the truth.
So
For you, right?
Yeah, for me. So I feel I will not, if I say I love you, I must be free with you.
Okay.
I must not intentionally hurt this person, and I must always want the best for you. I should be your support system. When you're doing something, I should be proud of you. So it goes beyond just mere feelings. It has to go through stress. It has to go through hard times with this person.
Okay.
You have to see this person when the person is down and when the person is up, for you to conclude and say, okay, I love this person. So to me, that is what love, that is what you should see before you should say, I love this person. Oh.
And also to add to what she said, you see, when somebody is after your upliftment, understand? When somebody is after upliftment, you know, trying to see a way whereby you people can grow together. I think that is another way you would notice that you are in love with someone or somebody is in love with you.
Okay. Now, having said that, what are the advantages of love at first sight?
The advantages of love at first sight, yes, like we have established earlier, we said that it is no longer love if we don't give it a time to grow, because nothing just happens instantaneously. Understand? It is love, but it has this ability to grow if we give it time.
Okay.
All right. Love at first sight, number one advantage it has is that I've met this individual.
Thank you.
I've met this individual. Yes, the time has come. And another thing is that it gives you this inquisition, or it makes you to be inquisitive to grow love. You understand? It makes you to be, you know, too enthusiastic to grow love.
And to also know.
Yes, to also know that individual. Because, you know, if you see this person at the first time and you think you are in love with her, and that person goes, there is this kind of yearning to know more about her. So it makes you to be more serious in knowing that individual, because that is what your heart beats for.
And it also probably will build you so you can learn how to groom yourself.
Sure.
Build your character so you can be also appealing to the person.
Definitely.
Well, all right, having said that, Josephine, can we look at the disadvantages of love at first sight?
When you're talking about the disadvantages now, we have to look at if it never worked out. Okay. And the main reason is people get to pretend a lot. Okay. You're just seeing this person, you don't know this person. It's detrimental for you to put your whole life, because there are people that when they see you, for guys, they already know. God has given them that mind that when they see this person, they don't need to stay for so long, okay, for them to be convinced, unlike the female folks. So it is detrimental at that point for you to put your whole future in the hands of someone else, number one. And number two is that at that point, you don't know this person.
Total stranger.
Total stranger, you are like already assuming things. So a lot of times, we assume a lot. Okay, you assume. You are already counting the number of children you want to have with this person. So that is love at first sight, because it's all about emotion. So that emotions will just stay, and you're just talking or making promises. So at that point, you tend to make promises that you are not even sure of.
And you're not even sure if the person loves you back.
You in return. You know, that can even that is even more dangerous when you are the one who is doing everything, and the other person is just like taking it slow. So you feel you're just, to me, I just feel you're trying to give too much when this other person is not, and at the end of the day, you feel hurt and you want to like generalize the whole thing, but you were the one getting it wrong at the first time.
Okay, so, having said that now, what are the right ways to go about love at first sight?
Give it time.
Okay.
You see we talk, we get contacts exchanged.
Okay.
Let's talk more. Okay, and channel those. You don't have to show it at that point. You just try and channel those things, those feelings at that point to something else.
Okay.
Give it time for it to grow. Okay, nurture your own self. If you feel at this point is I want to talk to this lady and I might just be too emotional, don't call at that point.
Okay.
No matter what, channel that energy to something positive other than you just calling the person, because there are a lot of people who are not cool with you just telling them how you feel your
Okay.
whole life in 1 minute.
Okay.
So you have to give people like that time. Give it time for it to grow.
All right, Ja, what are the right ways to go about love at first sight?
All right, like she has rightly established, you give it time because of the pretentious nature of human being.
Okay.
So you give it time to grow. And another thing is this, when you have been attracted to someone at the first stage, you don't even know whether that person is attracted to another person. You understand? So that also falls in. Give it time. In giving it time, you get to know if that person is also attracted to you or whether that person has channeled his own attraction to someone else. So because if you just walk it in instantaneously, you will see that it might cause you emotional trauma because you have given it all that you have. So we have to give it time. Yes,
right.
it is love. Let us allow this love to grow if it is love.
Love is sweet and love is very, very wonderful to human existence. However, time, patience, endurance, and giving it good thoughts is very, very, very important in loving. In your loving, do not jump into the hands of a stranger you do not know. You must have to give it time. You must involve God and you must pray so well so that you can know that this person that I'm loving at first sight is actually a genuine person for me. With that, you will not be risking stranger danger, and then you will not be putting your emotions, investing your emotions into something that you will not get any benefit from. Until we come your way next time, we hope you stay positive in whatsoever thing you're doing and be yourself in your relationship. God bless you.